GST Business Models, Masters of Commerce, 4th semester, Mangalore University, Session 11. GST Procedures. In this session, you are going to learn about the GST Act on Services, under that, Transportation Services. Learning objective: discuss about the place of supply and the provisions on transportation of services. The students will be able to know about the provisions on transportation services with examples. Place of supply for transportation services. Section 12, Clause 8 of the IGST Act of 2017 deals with the transportation of goods. Under that, suppose if a transportation of goods, including either mail or courier services, is being given to a registered person, then the place of supply will be the location of the recipient of such services. Suppose if those type of transportation of goods is whether including mail or courier services is given to the unregistered person, then the location at which such goods are handed over to their transportation. So that means the place of destination will be the place of supply in case of unregistered person. Suppose take for example, if the transportation of goods is outside India, at that time the place of destination of such goods shall be the place of supply. So suppose take for example, XYZ is a goods transportation company and it is based in Karnataka. That transportation company is hired by Akash Electronics, which is registered in Karnataka, to transport 50 TV sets. Since here both the parties are within the state, then the place of supply shall be the location of the registered person, that is Karnataka itself. Suppose take for another example, XYZ is a goods transportation company which is based in Karnataka and it is hired by Vinay Garments, where they have their registered office in Maharashtra, to transport 200 saris from Bangalore to Mumbai. So here the place of supply shall be Maharashtra, that is the location of the registered person. That is here the registered person is Vinay Garments. So they are going to transport the goods from Bangalore to Mumbai, and their registered place is in Mumbai. So the location of the registered person will be Maharashtra. So that itself will be the place of supply. Suppose take for example, if the transportation of goods is through unregistered person, at that time place of supply will be where? It will be location at which such goods are handed over for their transportation. Suppose take for example, Mr. Sharma of Bangalore is transferring his car by rail freight to Mumbai. So he puts up his car in Bangalore station. So here the place of supply will be the location at which such goods are handed over. So it is Karnataka. So that is the difference between a registered person and an unregistered person with regard to courier or mail services. Next, transportation of passengers with regard to section 12 clause 9 of the IGST Act of 2017. So if the transportation of the passengers, if the recipient is a registered person, then the location of that such a recipient of service will be the place of supply. Suppose if it is an unregistered person, then location where the passengers starts his journey or starts the conveyance for his continuous journey will become the place of supply. Take for example, suppose Akash Electronics is a registered person and they are registered in Bangalore and they purchased a corporate flight tickets from Bangalore to Delhi from Happy Air Travels Limited of Delhi branch. So here the place of supply will be where? It will be in Karnataka, the location of the registered recipient. And another example, suppose if it is to an unregistered person. So unregistered person unregistered, suppose take for example, if it is for an unregistered person, at that time where they are going to start their journey itself will be treated as a uh, place of supply. But here there are certain things which you have to take it into consideration with regard to a continuous journey. So a continuous journey shall be divided, and the return journey to be treated as a separate journey. Suppose if a person has to travel from Karnataka to Delhi, that will be treated as one journey, and Delhi to Karnataka will be treated as a separate journey. So return journey to be treated as a separate journey, even if the right to passage for onward and return journey is issued at the same time. Even the tickets, even if the flight tickets are issued at the same time, the return journey will be treated as a separate journey for the purpose of calculation of tax. Next is continuous journey. Continuous journey means single or more than one ticket or invoice is issued at the same time. So at the same time you are going to, the person is being issued with the uh, for and to journey. So no stopover between any legs of the journey. So there shouldn't be any stopover. What is stopover? Stopover means a place where a passenger can disembark either to transfer or another conveyance or break his journey for a certain period in order to resume it at a later point of time. So there shouldn't be stopover in the case of for the purpose of calculation of tax in this case. So stopover means suppose if a person is going to pause his journey and he is going to resume it after a later point of time, so that is known as stopover. So here in the case of an unregistered person, take for example Miss Anita. She books a two-way air journey from Bangalore to Kolkata and Kolkata to Bangalore. So she leaves Bangalore on 1st August and lands in Kolkata on the same day. And then she leaves Kolkata on 7th August and comes back to Bangalore the same day. She booked the return journey tickets in Bangalore at the same time. So she booked the tickets of return journey also on that day itself. But here, for the purpose of calculation of tax, how it has to be treated, the place of supply, how it has to be treated now. So first she starts her journey from Bangalore to Kolkata. Okay, so tickets will be issued from where? Bangalore branch of airlines. So in the case of unregistered person, the place of supply will be where she starts her journey. So here she is starting her journey where? From Bangalore. So Bangalore will be the place of supply. And next, return journey from Kolkata to Bangalore. So the ticket was issued where? It was issued from in Bangalore itself. But as per the tax, if the place of supply in the case of unregistered person will be where? It will be where she starts her journey. In the case of return journey, she starts her journey from Kolkata to Bangalore. So Kolkata will be treated as a place of supply in the case of return journey. So in first case, when she is going from Bangalore to Kolkata, that at that time it will be treated as an intrastate supply, because the ticket was issued from in Bangalore branch of Karnataka, Bangalore branch of airlines. So CGST and SGST will be payable. Whether in the case of return journey, that is from Kolkata to Bangalore, at that time interstate tax will be applicable, that is IGST. She has to pay IGST. Next, if the right to passage is given for future use and the starting point is not known at the time of issue of right to passage. So suppose take for example, if you have been given with some leaves, ticket leaves of 10 or 20 sets of ticket leaves, at that time you will not be knowing when you are going to start your journey, or from where you are going to start your journey. So in this case what will happen? So suppose you are not the ticket are issued for a future use, so you do not know the starting point. So at that time, if that particular service is given to a registered person, then the location of the registered person itself will be the location of the registered person itself will be the place of supply. Suppose if that particular service is given to an unregistered person, then the location of the recipient if the address is available on the record. Suppose if the address is recorded in that record, then the location of the recipient itself will be treated as a place of supply. But if it is not available, then the location of the supplier of services will be treated as a place of supply in this case. So suppose So suppose take for example an airline may issue seasonal tickets containing say 10 leaves which could be used for travel between any location, any two location. So that is one of the thing which I wanted to tell. So here suppose if some leaves of tickets is given to a person, and if that registered person is going to make use of that service, then the place of supply will be the location of that particular registered person. Where is he from? Wherever he starts his journey, or from any state he starts his journey, it doesn't matter. The location of the registered recipient itself will be the place of supply. But in the case of an unregistered person, what happens? If address is available, then definitely it is the location of the recipient itself will be the place of supply. But if it is for suppose if the address is not available, then the location of the supplier of services will be treated as a place of supply. Next, Section 12, Clause 8 of the IGST Act of 2017 tells regarding the supply of services on board a conveyance. Suppose if you are going through a train, or suppose if you are going through a flight, at that time certain services will be provided to you. So how to determine the place of supply in that case? So supply of services on board a conveyance, whether it is a registered person or whether it is an unregistered person, it doesn't matter. The place of supply will be the location of the first scheduled point of departure of that conveyance for the journey. It means location of the first scheduled point of departure. So from where it has been left, so from that place itself will be treated as a place of supply of that particular transaction. Suppose take for example Vimana Air Travels has a flight from Guwahati to Chennai. It will stop in between at Kolkata and Bangalore. So Miss Anita boards the flight at Kolkata. Her starting point is Kolkata, but the flight has started from where? Guwahati, that is Assam. Air crew is present on board serving food to passengers and taking care of their safety. So here the place of supply will be where it has started its journey, or the first scheduled point of departure. The flight has departed from where? Guwahati or Assam. So now the place of supply will be Guwahati. So here IGST will be payable for Miss Anita. Suppose take for example another example, Mr. X is residing in Delhi and traveling with airlines with the Indian Airlines, is provided with you the movie on demand service as onboard entertainment during Kolkata Delhi leg of a Bangkok Kolkata Delhi flight. So the flight has started from Bangkok actually, but a person residing in Delhi travels with Indian Airlines, and he has started from Delhi. So now you have to determine the place of supply. So here, since as per the provision, location of the first scheduled point of departure. So here it has started from Bangkok, something that is outside India. That place is outside India. So here that person will not be eligible for any tax. So these are all some of the provisions with regard to the transportation services, transportation of goods, transportation of board on conveyance. And suppose if the destination and starting point, if it is not known in advance, then these are certain provisions with regard to it. Thank you.